guys, hope everybody had a great day one of the Karrie's Creative Journal project that we're doing here online on Facebook and YouTube and through my website for those of you that are not with us on Facebook. If not, and you're just seeing this on YouTube, go to Karrie Evenson Fine Art on Facebook. That's my fan page, and you can find a link there to the group. Just click on the group link and click add that you'd like to be a part of the group, and we'll add you and you can start. So don't worry about it if you missed yesterday, even if you missed today. This is, come in anytime you want. It's never too late to start and learning how to be creative and kind of join our community. So this is just the beginning. This is a 30-day project that we're doing, and who knows what we're gonna do afterwards. Might have a little surprise for you. So, okay, so day two. I'm getting this video done a little late today because I had some web things going on and some internet stuff and other business matters that I had to take care of. But what I was thinking about last night and today was the kind of person that I am. If you would have asked me 5 years ago who I thought I was, I wouldn't have had a clue. And sometimes I still don't, But what I have thought about was how much I've grown and how I continue to grow. And how do I do that? By this right here. What we're experiencing together for the next 30 days is something that will channel kind of your inner creative spirit, which to me, and for me it's proof because it worked for me, helped me to grow as a person, as a mother, a friend, a woman, spiritually, emotionally, all of it. Sometimes physically, I happen to like chocolate a little too much. It's a little bit of an issue, a little bit. I say dark chocolate. I'm like, it's full of antioxidants. It's okay. A little bit of sugar, mostly dark chocolate. 1 bar, 2 bars. Forget about it, huh? Anyway, so here's what I was thinking. What makes you feel connected? I would like to maybe go more into detail as to what I mean by that, but I almost just want to kind of leave it out there. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? And so when I say what makes you feel connected, I want you to think about in all aspects of life. Connected if you're religious or spiritual to God. Connected anywhere on a spiritual level, connected to people, connected to yourself, to your soul. And so for the day two, we are going to create a journal entry about what it means or what it feels to be connected for you. And so at the top, get my pen. Now remember, if you're just joining us, and hopefully you've watched the day one, you can write anywhere you want on your page. You can write separately at the top and do your artwork underneath, your sketch underneath. And also, just to let you guys know, some of you have posted amazing pieces. Actually, all of you. I shouldn't say some of you, but all of you have. But some of you have thought that it wasn't maybe good enough or have felt a little bit shy about it. And I want to explain something to you. Everyone from birth is born as a creative individual, period. And I don't care who you are. If you want to argue that, you will argue until I am dead, period, with me, because I will stand my ground on that. If there's one thing I believe in more than anything, that is it. Because to me, creativity doesn't just come in the form of paintings. Creativity comes in the form of ideas and passion. That's what a creative soul is. And somehow, society, and I always say society because it just drives me absolutely crazy. Society says, well, in order to be a creative person, you have to be in a museum and you need to be Picasso and you have to, be Van Gogh and create these wonderful masterpieces. Well, guess what? Those people, those creative souls, that was just their way of expressing their creative side, was painting. My daughter is creative, my oldest, in lots of ways. She doesn't really get into art as much like I do, the visual arts, but she sings and she loves to bake. And the way she puts her passion into it is what I find to be so creative. There are architects that put in their passion to build, to come up with a plan, an idea. It can come from anywhere. So please don't feel like you have to create something like this to put on this group page. This is not about who's the better artist. This isn't even about being an artist. This is about getting in touch with your creative self in every form. I just want you to learn more about yourself and who you are, and be able to say it's okay that I'm not perfect. It's okay that, I'm going to draw a stick figure here, and for the day, that's what's going to work. That is okay with me, and it should be okay with you. So I'm going to pause this. Go ahead and get out your supplies. Get your sketchbook. Whatever you decide you want to do today. Watercolor, charcoal, pencil, pastel, anything. You want to glue, you want to cut out collage, do all that. And pause this, get set up, come back to me, and we'll get started. Okay, so at the very top of my page, I'm going to write day 2, the date, and what we're going to be creating, or what it's about. So what does it mean to you to be connected, to feel connected? So I think back about things that, I have learned about myself. And one thing that I've definitely learned, I used to think I was always an extrovert, I have to always be around people because I'm so social, and that's just what I'm meant to do. But I learn, and I think for anybody that's, as we get older, we learn this. We learn a lot, actually. We become wiser. There's a lot of truth to that saying. But I think one thing for sure that I could tell you that I have learned about myself is I am very much a social person to an extent. I love being around people. I love talking with people. I love teaching people. But I also know that I need my downtime. I need my time to rejuvenate and to regroup, and that works for me. So what do I do to stay connected? Well, teaching for one, definitely. But what do I do to stay connected to myself? What do I do to stay connected to people? Well, teaching to myself, I try to make sure that I take time out to do things I love, such as running. I love running. I'm not that great at it, but it's my form of meditation. I love dancing and music. I love learning new things. That's how I stay connected. I love my friends. They are my family, and they help me stay grounded, and they help me to keep moving forward in times that are tough. And my children. I love being a mother. Sometimes it drives me crazy, and it's hard, but I wouldn't give it up for anything. And so those things definitely help me stay connected. The other one is this right here, being able to create art, being able to express myself. Oh, that is one of the most important things, and I think that's probably one of the hardest things for people in general to learn to do, is to express themselves. You'll always see people out there dressed in what we would, some people would say is crazy or different. But to me, it's a form of expression to be able to dress in a way that you feel expresses yourself. Just as singing in a specific way is a way of expressing your voice and what you're passionate about with music, and the way you create art, and what you create, and what you write about, etc., etc. It could go on and on. So being connected can mean so many different things to everyone. But one of the main things I would say is being connected to other creative people, and being able to allow myself the freedom of expression. So today I'm using charcoal because one of the ways that I found out about myself, expressing me and really kind of coming into touch with the kind of woman I am and want to be, is I was sketching one day, I was sketching and Vivian Red appeared one night. I was laying in bed and I just sketched this woman. And it hit me right then and there that there's a whole nother side to me besides my colorful Karrie art, but I really love funky, edgy art. I really love things that are kind of on, that are different and really invoke kind of a powerful question or point of view when people see it. So it's very different from what most people are used to, and a lot of my old fans from Karrie and Canvas, they don't care for it as much. However, that's what they're used to, and that's okay. As an artist, though, it is so important to play around and to really be able to express all sides of yourself. So it's not always just about colorful, happy art. Sometimes it's about raw, real emotion, real feeling. So that is something I'm going to draw today. So to me, I'm going to kind of go back to the original sketches that I always started off with. And I don't know, really, I really have not planned out what I'm going to draw, but I'm just going to kind of now feel free to fast forward through this, guys, if you want. You don't have to sit here and watch me create all this. And please do not compare yourself to me. I know some of y'all are doing that. I don't want you to. Don't compare your art. This is, we're all different people here. And if you are not familiar with my art, I suggest take a look at it because I'm all over the place, guys. I am never just one way. Hope you guys can see this. Tried putting a different camera at a different angle today so it wasn't so difficult. So sometimes when I get into the mode, I'll start just scribbling. Now remember, so you don't have to necessarily draw about actually, you know, if music makes you feel connected, and you don't have to go and write an entire song and post all the lyrics and notes. Just draw something that represents what makes you feel connected. And this, to me, instead of making actual, you know, a painting or a picture of people, this is one of my reminders as how I became more connected with myself was when I created Vivian. So now your job is to get in there and start playing a little bit with some paint, color, ink, charcoal, anything you want. If you're stressing about it, you're not doing the right thing. You're not doing the, quote, assignment the right way, and I don't want you doing that. I don't want you stressing about what to create. I want you just to feel. And I literally, as I was talking in the first half, was trying to literally just think of, okay, I'm gonna just draw whatever comes to mind, whatever I feel like was an expression of me. And that was that. So it happened that quick. I didn't give it too much thought. And of course, you're more than welcome to think it through if you want. But try to be more intuitive with this process more than anything. That's the goal. Think about, reflect, do some self-reflection. Think about what makes you feel connected with yourself, with others, spiritually, physically, emotionally. A lot of people might say their family, their husbands, you know, and that's wonderful. But what about you in general? What makes you feel connected, you as a person? Of course, my children, my family, but more than anything, it's always my art, my expression. And maybe perhaps some of it comes from my childhood. You know, I spent a lot of time making art. I was really a sad kid, and it was kind of my escape. It was my way of dealing with it, and it was my way of being okay with where I was. So art became my connection to myself. Some people have, you know, different ways of expressing themselves. Vivian, Red, for those of you that aren't familiar with the series, kind of reminds me of a flapper girl I once saw a long time ago on the internet. I was so fascinated by her because she was so beautiful with these like doll-shaped lips. She looked like a porcelain doll. And I love that era. I always was just kind of obsessed with it growing up. So it was just really strange to me how I was sitting in bed one day and here came the original Vivian. You know, it was really amazing. It was actually a notebook just like this, and it was just a small sketch. And the next thing I know, an entire series was created. Very raw, very, some of it not appropriate for children, some of it, you know, very angry and emotional, some of it very happy, some of it just very raw is really the only description I can give it. And very powerful. And it forever will be my favorite series. It's how I found myself. So, let's see, I'm gonna add a little bit more color up here. What do we wanna go with? I'm using Conte crayons, for those of you that aren't familiar. It's kind of like a pastel, almost. I just am filling in some color in the background. You see how sloppy I am, you guys? There's just no neatness in my work at all. Fits my personality. Not that I'm a sloppy person. I'm just kind of scattered and all over the place. Some people will call it free spirit. I call it crazy. All right, now I'm just going to kind of add in some little stuff here. I'm just moving along. And, you know, I may just want to do a little bit more here. Now I'm going to write in, okay, I've got be connected up here at the top, but I want to also go ahead and write in be connected. So what made me feel connected? And you can do this beforehand, but I just thought of it. Vivian did. Helped me become connected to myself. All right, simple as that, guys. So get to work, post your beautiful, amazing art, and we'll talk about it. Thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Adios.